And here's the thing. People need to understand that's one of the reasons that you might not be hearing anything from her, nor Skip Bayless or anybody else, because they can turn around and sue. And they got their, I mean, think about the allegations that have been thrown out against them. Think about, the need that they may feel to retaliate. And as a result of that, I think that is even further requirement for people to be careful. But let me tell you why I wanted you on here, Tori, because I have to admit, I'm pretty pissed off. Now, there's a few people's names I'm not going to mention because, damn it, they ain't worth it, okay? And I get that. But there's a few men out there that are acting like, this is the perfect excuse to justify why we make the argument that women don't belong in the industry, which is an incredibly egregious thing to say, okay? They'll look at any woman sitting in a host chair or any woman that's a reporter out there or any woman that has to walk into the locker room, and all of a sudden their credibility is being questioned.
Well, because they don't belong in the men's locker room in the first place. Like, what are you talking about? I think Stephen A is crashing out so hard for this racially ambiguous woman that his dentures are about to fall out. All that smacking he was doing during this segment, he's got to have dentures. If he smack one more time, those teeth gonna fall straight out. But yeah, women in the men's locker room is a no-no. That's crazy. Basically, if she's exposed to anybody, she can cry victim for being somewhere where she's not supposed to be in the first place. Which, from my understanding, the woman that Stephen A had on the show, she has some sort of Me Too allegations. But just like women don't want men in the women's locker room, women should also stay out of men's locker rooms. Think about it. I don't know a woman that would want a man in the women's locker rooms or bathrooms. And how can anybody blame us? Why should women and girls be uncomfortable allowing men in such an intimate space? Okay, that's understandable, right? Now reverse the roles. Women should not be intruding in men's bathrooms and locker rooms either. And I don't know why Stephen A brought on another Joy Taylor just to address his Joy Taylor situation. Bringing this lady on further proves my point. Y'all keep on picking the same women. It's the same prototype. So you're not convincing anybody, Stephen A. All the male feminists and the simps, they're coming out defending Joy Taylor, windmilling in the internet streets. Stephen A is just one of them. He's talking out the side of his neck too, just like Cam Newton. But Stephen A, he's talking about how he's upset that black women are not defending Joy. Let's go ahead and jump back into it.
My thing, what I'm more appalled at by, rather, even that, is the women all over social media that are allowing it to happen. And that's why I wanted you on the show today, because I said I'm not going to speak about it just from the male perspective. I'm going to have a female in front of me that I can bounce this off of to check me in case I'm wrong about this.
No, you want another Joy Taylor on there, a feminist on there, to go along with your simping. It's hilarious, by the way. Stephen A said he's mad at the women for allowing people to talk about Joy Taylor. Why is that, Stephen A? I thought all y'all told us to believe all women. Well, you have one woman who came out with a book of allegations about another woman and some men. So please tell me, feminist Stephen A, and feminist whoever this lady is on the screen with them, if y'all want everybody to believe all women, please tell us which woman we're supposed to be believing right now. And I'm still trying to understand why Stephen A is low-key saying he's mad at black women for not defending Joy Taylor, who I just found out she was supposed to be black when Emmanuel Acho kept calling her a black woman. A woman raised by a white woman who I never saw identified with black until she started wearing braids a couple of years ago. I don't know, she's been cosplaying as a Black Power black woman, maybe since the George Floyd days. But I don't get how this is supposedly the black woman's fight. This can't be the same Stephen A. Smith who spent the whole year going against any black woman who disagreed with his position on Caitlin Clark. Is he somehow now trying to gaslight black women to crash out for Joy Taylor? Or could this be his tactic to get everybody to indirectly defend Skip Bayless? Whoever you're trying to take up for, Stephen A, you gotta be the simp crash dummy on your own, because black women don't have nothing to do with this. All these women are considered people of color or some variation of something, but they're not black American. So talking about how you're upset with women, you're really talking about black women for allowing this or that. This don't have nothing to do with us. And if we want to comment, I'm talking about myself or any other black women commentators, and we just so happen not to have a cape on for this Dollar Tree mop bucket, then that's just what it is. No, we're not about to crash out for some mutt running around popping her thought pocket, turning what's supposed to be a professional network into the Players Club. That's none of our business. And let me tell you, I wonder if this was Monica McNutt or Shanae. Would Stephen A be crashing out over them too? Yeah, I wonder if you would have this same energy ready to crash out for them.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't spend a lot of time looking all over social media, but I'm looking at an abundance of women, and I'm saying the allegations. I understand what the allegations are. The allegations of Joy Taylor slept with Charlie Dixon and and she did it while she was married. And well, first of all, the marriage part is her business. It's nobody else's. The boss situation obviously is dicey. Make no mistake about it. You got a girl that was supposed to be a best friend that's supposedly diming her out right now. That's incredibly unfortunate. But one could easily argue it's really not about your guilt or innocence. It's about how guilty I make you look, forcing you to capitulate to the demands that I'm making civilly. We can get into that a little bit later. But what I find most egregious, Tori, is the abundance of women out there who are laughing, who are pointing the finger at Joy Taylor with a profound level of guilt as if they know. Even when they throw in the word allegedly, they do it with smirks on their face, sort of dismissive, because in this business, we know how to speak with our body language, not just with words. And not only that, they're using it as an excuse to question her credibility. Now, I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. We don't know what level of truth or falsehood exists with the allegations that Nosheen Faraji has thrown in the direction of the executive at Fox Sports, Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor, or anybody else. But let me tell you what I do know. I know that I've seen Joy Taylor on TV a lot over the years, and I think she's pretty damn good. I think she's very capable. I think she's worthy of the position that she has on Fox Sports. I think her podcast with Taylor Rooks is a damn good podcast. I think her credentials in this business have been established.
They've been established, Stephen A., on her back. And we gotta tell the truth about what Stephen A. is too compromised to admit. Y'all don't want these women you're picking for these shows because they actually know what they're talking about or they actually have talent on the screen. It's only two reasons y'all want them around. One, to sleep with them or flirt with them, or two, to have somebody in a position under you because you know you're better than them. Yeah, y'all pick the weakest links because you're too scared to compete against the actual men. That's the main reason why some of them like Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless can't stand a lot of these athletes. They're wannabe athletes themselves, but they didn't have the talent to make the team. Or in Stephen A.'s case, he scored like 1 point the whole season. But Stephen A. Smith is a wannabe athlete that could never actually perform. His whole background is a fraud. Then the athletes got more money than you, more fame than you, and more accomplishments than you. But wait, you will feel powerful if you can sit next to an untalented woman that y'all picked up from the bar. Yeah, she's an easy target because you know, just like the rest of us know, those bimbos y'all like to crash out for, they don't measure up to you. And then when y'all find a woman that's actually knowledgeable about the subject from her own experience, y'all gang up on her, or you don't fully give her your support. But you crash out for these 304s like Joe Taylor all day long. I mean, think about it. It's the same reason why you have men who want to play in women's sports. They're not strong enough or talented enough to compete with the men, so they want to get around the women and outshine them. This is how a biological male boxer or swimmer can compete against men and come in last place. But when they put on a wig and compete against women with the physical advantage, they're able to take the #1 spot. And Stephen A. said over and over how she was so capable. I guess he's trying to convince himself or others that Joy, who had no experience whatsoever, deserved that spot over other women that tried out and she only got the position because she was sleeping with Charlie Dixon. Then she slept with Emmanuel Acho to get that show too. You don't go from the bartender at the club to undisputed with Skip Bayless, who had decades of experience, and Shannon Sharp, who played at the very top, 8-time Pro Bowl, 3-time Super Bowl champion, a certified Hall of Famer. You don't get there with him with no experience coming from mixing drinks at the bar. Like, cut it out. And Stephen A., if she's so good, apparently you're the only one who believes that because Joy don't even believe it herself. If she knew she was so good, why she had to lay on her back to get the position over more qualified and more deserving women who, get this, wouldn't sell their soul for fame and money. And then he brought up her show with Taylor Rooks, talking about it was so great. If he really watched the show, he would know the show doesn't even exist anymore. Obviously, Taylor Rooks cut ties with Joy last year, way before all this came out to the public. And if she's indeed done with her professionally, that's good for Taylor Rooks. Because if you're walking with the 304s, you're talking with the 304s, people will start to associate you with those same activities. Taylor Rooks, she's got a good opportunity coming up, and being attached to Joy is not a good look, because eventually Joy's gonna come down. She's willing to bring everybody down with her, even plotting to make false R-word claims if she can't get a man she slept with for years to let her have her way. The same man she cheated on her husband with, the same man she cheated on her ex-fiance with, she's so dirty that she's willing to lie and make false claims. If the network ever tried to fire her, we're talking about after this man gave her all this money, all these jobs, even got other people booted out, men and women, for her to have a come up. If she's willing to do all that, what do you think she will do to you? Nah, it's a bad look. Taylor Rooks is not wrong for not allowing her reputation to be caught up behind Joy Taylor. As for Stephen A., nice try, but getting another racially ambiguous Me Too feminist on the show with you didn't do anything to sway the public, which is what you're trying to do. You literally got a woman who was plotting to make false R-word allegations, and not once did you speak against that. Instead, you try to blame black women when this one right here is really not our business. Now, when it's time to hold black women accountable, I have no problem doing that, equal opportunity. But Joy Taylor is not my representative.
Find funny money. You're throwing all boundaries.
But no, Stephen A., we are not putting on the cape for these pretendians. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Why is Stephen A. Smith crashing out for Joy like this? A woman he said he didn't even know. Remember? Yeah, if you watch my last video on Stephen A., he said he didn't even know Joy like that. So what is he doing? Is he trying to low-key indirectly defend his friend Skip? Or is he campaigning to put his own bid in for this thought pocket Joy? What's really going on? Tell me what you think about it below. Special thank you to Jazz W. I appreciate you, Jazz, for your support for the channel, helping these videos get out, as well as Daniel. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.